Today, we're going to attempt to install a upgraded screen for the M240i. What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to N55 David. I'm David, and like I said, today we are going to attempt to install a brand new screen for my 2017 BMW F22 M240i. So we'll see how it goes. I honestly don't really have any idea what I'm doing. I've never done one of these before, and there's limited information on the 2 Series. I've seen some F30 stuff and so on. It's going to be pretty similar, but we'll see. So let's give it a try. All right, guys. So I got the car out of the garage. The first time it's been moved since, I don't know, like last November. It is almost March. We got a couple more days and we're gonna get March. I'm not driving the car. It's still cold here. It's abnormally warm this time of year because of the whole weather pattern, El Nino and everything. So I figured I'd get the car out of the garage and give this a shot. I actually pulled the car out. I had a flat tire, so I'm assuming there's a nail or something in the front passenger side, and I'll have to fix that. But I had to get the air compressor out and do all that. So as most of you guys know, this car has the small 6.6 display, and I don't like it at all. I didn't think it was going to be a big deal, but once I had it, I was used to the 8.8 display on my F30. I don't need nav. I specifically wasn't looking for a car that had nav because I use my phone for everything, and it just wasn't a big deal. So but it kind of was. It was more of a big deal than I thought. So we're gonna give this a shot. So first thing we're gonna do before we really do anything is F22. You guys got to remember, the window opens and close, or rolls down and up with the door opening and closing. So we need to make sure this door is open before we disconnect the battery. All right, so let's get this off. Tuck this over to the side. I don't think I'll need this, so we'll leave that back here. Some rags. You're gonna need some rags to do this. Oh, and one thing: do not close your trunk. We're gonna put the towel right here so the trunk doesn't accidentally close and cause a problem. In fact, I will put it down. Otherwise, it's a pain in the butt. Okay. All right. So, get this open. User manual. Got the screen, which I will pull out shortly. And then you have some cables that come with the units. Typically you get an aux cable. This, I believe, is the trim piece for the F22, so it goes behind the new screen. Otherwise there's a weird gap, because it's like these are for F30s and F32s, and they're shaped differently in these years. And then you have the main harness. Get it open. So USB cables, I believe one is for memory and one is to be able to connect your phone directly to the unit. You route it, and a lot of people put them in the glove compartment or they'll write them in the console, that sort of thing. So this is your main harness. Basically, this goes in line to the factory harness to the head unit, and the head unit is this right here. It's actually behind here. This is just a faceplate. So if I'm not mistaken, this one is going to plug into the head unit. This one is going to plug into the car's harness. This one plugs into the back of the new screen, and I'll show you that. And then these are all the other things. So you have like for your cameras, for backup camera, you can do a front camera, for external GPSs and antennas and all that sort of stuff. And then this is a ground, and I'm a little fuzzy on this. I think this is if you have a certain Evo unit, you need to leave this unplugged. For NBT Evo, you leave it plugged in. I believe this stays plugged in on this car. So yeah, it says disconnect this ground wire for CIC models. So I shouldn't be worried about that. Or CIC, I think that's the older one. Actually, that's the E-Series type stuff. So maybe I had it backwards. Again, like I said, I don't really know about this stuff. This isn't what I do. So anyway, there's that. So this is the screen. This is a 10.25 inch screen. And then on the back, that harness is going to plug in right here, and then the USB, I believe, plugs in here. Oh no, USB there. Main harness is the big one. Yeah, so big one's the main harness, USB's there. This, I believe, is for the other. Okay, sorry about that. Camera shut off on me, and I don't know why. So anyways, we're gonna try this again. Yeah, so that's it. That's the harness for that. And then there is the harness that the display portion of the harness, which is this is the factory connection. It goes there. So it gets unplugged from this screen, gets plugged in there. It's pretty simple. It just bolts right in. And again, that trim piece goes here to kind of cover this up in the back. So it should be that simple, honestly. So we'll see how this goes. And then, if I'm not mistaken, we're going to want to put some rags down here. Otherwise, this is like a metal aluminum, and it will scratch up your interior and all your trim and everything. So we're just going to cover everything. I'm going to keep it simple. So what we need to do is we need to get into the head unit. So we got to get these trim pieces off. I've never had these off, so I don't know the easiest way to do this. Of course, this one doesn't want to. Let it go there. There we go. Nope. Let's try this one. There we go. So once you start it, you should be able to work your way around. Looks like it's going to be a pain in the butt and not want to come off the bottom. Okay, sorry for the little delay there. Apparently I just was not being forceful enough with it, and I needed to put a little bit more pressure on this side and pull it out more square. So again, that was on me. Now I believe there's 2 connections here. Okay, there's one, and then this guy here, which I believe you gotta get your hand around, your finger on the back and pull out. There's a little clip on the back. And of course, why? There we go. It's just how this has to be, I guess. All right, so this is out. I make sure this is all together. So this is what we're going to use. And use this. I always use screwdrivers and stuff because I like the feel of doing it by hand better. But for the sake of time, we're just gonna use these. Put these here. All right, let's see. What are we working with? Just come right out. And it does. It comes right off. Look at that. Let's go. And then this should just come right out. It should, but does it? Does it ever just come right out? All right, we can just cheat. We'll cheat. We're gonna set that off to the side. We're not gonna disconnect that. So next thing we need to do is we need to get the head unit out. Yeah, okay. I think that might be gone. I hope that's not gonna be too much of an issue. So let's go ahead and get the head unit out. Oh, of course. Okay. Save those. And are these the same size? They are the same length, so it does not matter. So we can mix those up. Now, this should just slide right out. You see, it's that aluminum, stuff. And as you can see, there's a ton of stuff on the back of this. Thankfully, we're not gonna really mess with that too much, but we are going to disconnect this. So how this works is it's one of those, it's a lever. When you push it out, it pulls the whole harness out. It's real easy. This is a safety thing so you don't screw it up. So I believe with cars with the like an F30, if you have like the Harman Kardon system where it has full-on digital signal, that's like a fiber optic cable or whatever, you have to actually disconnect it from the harness and then plug it into the new harness. But Thankfully, we don't have to do that. This does not have the full digital system. Again, as I've said before, the Harman Kardon system in the F22 is, well, in the 2 Series, F22 or F23, they are garbage. BMW cheaped out. So, all right, next thing we need to do, so I'm going to pay a little extra care here. We do not want to lose these. Oh, and I'm getting a phone call right in the middle of doing this. And I'm guessing it's a spam call because that's what they all are. So I will be right back with you. Okay, all right, I'm back. Spam call, and then apparently my battery died because I had the wrong battery in the GoPro. All right, anyway, so we left off with, I got these out, and we should just be able to, should just pop up, I think. I don't know. Yeah, it just pops up. And am I gonna lose clips? Of course. Okay. I don't know what the deal is with all these clips coming off. Okay. Okay, so give myself a little extra. Spin you around. And these are real easy to break from what I understand, and I don't know how to get these off. I think it's just a little clip. We're gonna just press down and wiggle it out. Looks like it's coming out. Oh, okay. Yeah, so that was it. So what you want to do, I can get in here and see this, but it's just this little connector. You press that down and then you get it down, and then you're probably going to grab here, and then you just got to wiggle back and forth by gently pulling out, and it will eventually come out. So that's pretty much that. So that's where it comes out of, and it's 4-pin and then 2-pin on the side, so it's a 6-pin. And then as you see, the 2 Series has this trim piece here that keeps it flush. The F30s and stuff, it's like a straight shot, and the way they're set up, they're different. So that's why they give you that little trim piece for this screen, the new screen, so it's not all goofy looking. So that's it. So old screen, new screen. I thought you can see that, a big difference. So I should be able to just now, it's in, so I should be able to use this and pull it, and it should lock into place. And it does. There we go. All right. Make sure it's clicked on both sides. We are good there. We need to tuck that in back there. Pull this out. Definitely not an expert at this in any way. So this should go in. And then of course it didn't. There we go. So that's all the way in, and then you should be able to just bring this up and it should pull itself in. And then you can kind of click it into place. This did not click, but it clicked. So we are fully connected. So we're good there. Now all of this is just going to get tucked back. We're not going to use any of this. I'm not connecting a different camera or anything. So it's all going to get tucked back in there. And then this has to get routed up through here somewhere. So we're going to get these up through here first. I don't have to worry about exactly where everything's at right now, but we want to get it up through here. It's hard to see in there, but we want to try to get as much of this up and through as we can. There we go. Try to tuck all that back in there as far as possible. Again, we're not going to use any of that, so it's not really that important to me. All right, I've decided that I'm not going to actually run the USB cable today. I don't think I have really any use for it, as I'm going to do all my stuff through Wi-Fi and Bluetooth anyway. What I was going to do was I was just going to run this down and put the USB connections into the glove compartment. But I don't really feel like pulling half the dash apart to get to this, so I'm going to do this later. What I think I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to go ahead and run this up and connect it. But I am going to just tuck the USB connections down for now, and I'm not going to use them. So I will come back to that later. But for now, I think we are good. So let's go ahead and we're going to take our new screen. USB. This is going to be very awkward, I think. All right, main one, and then now the get the video cabling here just the right way. There we go. This is gonna be the longest, most boring video for you guys to watch. Sorry about that. All right, so now we need to pull these cables back down, take some of the slack out. Okay, so it's just gonna slide down. Let me find that trim piece. There we go. Trim piece is on. Work these cables back down. All right, so now everything's connected. We're basically just going to start fitting all this stuff back into the dash. So you want to work this back in kind of slowly. You don't want to damage any of the cabling that's in here. So we don't want to force anything, but we want it to get in there all the way. I feel like there's a little too much resistance. So let's move some stuff around. That angle it down. There's a lot of room below the head unit here. So I'm just gonna try to push that stuff down. And we should be able to just work this in. Oh, it looks like that did it right there. So now we're going to take these Torx bits and get these back in. If I can do this, apparently I'm blind. There we go. I'm going to kind of work it back and forth here so it goes in even. If I can line this up, there we go. That one's in, that one's in. All right, so we are good to go there. Put those out of the way. Okay. Try and hand thread that in without dropping it is a little bit of a pain. So let's get that started. All right, that one's started. Now let's get the other one. Okay. All right, solid in. Let's get these guys. Now you want to go real easy because this is all plastic in here, so we don't want to do anything to break anything, especially using the impact like this. Okay. Grab our vent controls. All right, this little guy goes first. Oh. So apparently I was doing that upside down the entire time. That's just that entire time upside down has to be, that's what that was. Huh. Oh boy. Okay, so now that we got that together, let's just get this guy back in here. Am I doing that one right? No, other way. That should just pop into place. Perfect. No, it would help if I did this the right way. So you should just pop in. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. All right, we are good to go. So now we need to connect the battery. All right. Let's get this power cable back on. Snugged up. So this should just work. It should just work.
GPS connected.
Huh. Okay, so I think you have to go through the setup. So it looks like you can connect your smartphone, all that sort of stuff, Wi-Fi, the display and all that, audio. So you're supposed to set this to the original display. And I don't know if it's 800 by 480 or 640 by 2. I don't know. I'm not going to worry about that right now. But we're going to go to the, oh, this is so cool. Android Auto. We're not going to mess with any of that. But you have your Bluetooth, your Android Auto, your CarPlay. We're going to connect to the original interface. And there it is. So it does a half screen here. I can code it. I can change the original display interface, and we can change that all up. So what I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to get out. I'm going to close the hood because it's giving me these little indications and warnings and whatnot. And we'll be right back. All right, guys. Finally got everything back together. Everything seems to work. I can turn on, so I turn this on, everything comes on, everything goes, everything works. So I've hooked everything up properly. Everything is good. It boots. Now I can control stuff. I don't know why, but it's thinking that I have a 4-door. So I'm not really sure what the deal is with that. I don't know if it's got the wrong software loaded or what the deal is, but it's something. And it keeps, because I have Bluetooth on automatically, it keeps trying to load Android Auto, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. But if you're trying to run the original car interface, the xDrive, it won't go to that immediately. But everything does work. What I am going to do is I'm going to recode the factory iDrive so it thinks it's got the larger screen, so it will take full advantage of the full screen. I'm probably going to do that here in a second, but so everything does work. I can confirm. Let me actually start the car. So backup camera works. Everything's good there. Apparently it glitched out. I don't know what the deal is with that. Nice. Well, okay. Well, it's working out for now. So it will connect. It will work. Everything seems to work. And yeah, so we're good to go. I don't know what any of this stuff does or any of the other stuff, but I do have an actual EQ now, which is fantastic. So that's going to be killer. I'm going to mess with that eventually. But so this is it for now. I'm going to leave it at this because obviously I have some issues to work through. If anybody's curious where I got this, I can let you know. Just shoot me a message on Instagram, please. N55 David. And again, you know, so sorry for the long video. Like I said, I've never done this before. I wasn't really sure what I was doing. I didn't really watch a lot of videos ahead of time or anything like that. And everything I could find was for like an F30 or, you know, right-hand drive UK model and, you know, thing. I just, yeah, whatever. So anyways, if you guys like the video, if you enjoy the content, please subscribe to the channel, give me a like, and hit notifications so you be informed when the new video comes out. If you need to see anything or would like to see anything, have any requests, please post it below. I am doing a spoiler and we got some other stuff coming up pretty soon, so stay tuned. It should be a lot of fun. Thanks, guys.